Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to keep this thing going on. I'm Blaq Ice. We got the P.O.E.T organization in the building. Give it up so far for Joyful Spirit, YG, and Lovely Lyricists. We got our next artist coming to the stage, ladies and gentlemen. You're going to want to see this. Take out your cell phones, take these pictures, record this video, put it on my Facebook page. Ladies and gentlemen, without any further ado, I want to bring to you the P.O.E.T All-Stars. Mocha, Chocolate, Savant, Furlough, Amy, Panay, and Jess
Say, hey, young boy, why don't you come out and play? A little gangster coming your way. You ain't no boy now, put the guns down, love your brother.
Put those hands together.
Hey, young man, what is on your mind?
What's on your mind?
You pull the trigger, it's like they can.
Come on.
You ain't no boy now, put the guns down, love your brother, find freedom to break, find freedom. Freedom from your mother's tears.
Come on.
Freedom from those lost years, oh, freedom.
One more time, let me hear
And you'll find freedom. Freedom from a jail cell.
Yeah.
Freedom from a living hell, oh, freedom.
Take it home.
And I say, hey, young boy.
Come on.
Say, hey, young boy.
Woo.
Say, hey, young boy. Choose freedom. And I say, hey, young boy. Say, hey, young boy. Say, hey, young boy. Choose freedom. And I say, hey, young boy, won't you come out today? A little gangster coming your way.
Yeah.
You ain't no boy now, put the guns down, love your brother, find freedom to race. Hey young man, what is on your mind?
Yeah.
You pull the trigger, his life ignites. You ain't no boy now, put the guns down, love your brother, find freedom.
Take it home, Mocha.
Find freedom. Freedom for your destiny. Freedom for your soul at peace. Oh, freedom.
I know y'all know the song, man. Now, come on, help me out.
So freedom. And I say, hey, young boy. Say, hey, young boy. Say, hey, young boy. Choose freedom.
One more time, let me hear y'all.
Say, hey, young boy. Say, hey, young boy. Say, hey, young boy. Choose freedom.
Just right. I am a poet with emotions of anger, pain, and tears. Poetic poems were being built inside of me for 21 years. It just took the sacrifice of my baby sister for me to begin to live. Looking back, reflecting on my life, I begun to write letters, songs, poems, my own poetic scriptures. As each poem would change, so did the man in the mirror. Filling up the pages, I begun to release my temper. Mad at myself for staying hid behind the chair in the Clippers, knowing that I am a poet. What you saw then was a man that was growing and going through the difficulties of life. I was being groomed and molded into a better man and a better poet, creating poetry of healing and spiritual power. I would spend long nights, hour after hour, just me, my pen, and my pad. I was obsessed. Up under my eyes became bags. I wrote more than John and Paul put together with their lines forwarded and tagged. A freedom fighter, a person of extraordinary talent, an author in the making. I would fill up the notebook pages, but it was all for nothing until one day I hit the stages. All that was hidden and written was finally spoken. Words of truth, reality, and life. You see, I'll never forget the night when I met Articulate. I was featured living clean, and since that night I begun to step on the scene. I ran across Geronimo, he told me to link up with Blaq Ice. So for months I studied the set, but the first night I knew it was right. I saw family, love, and unity. All black shirts with poet and purity white. I was a boss on my own, but I needed more white. Something to hold me up because I was getting too light. Feeling alone on the battlefield, it was the old me and just life. I need a team to take me under the wings to fulfill all dreams and purpose in life. So there's no more turning back, because every vision and dream is turning to light. So from this day forward, takes me 7 years, I will wait for a holy and virtuous wife. And you can call me crazy, but I am a poet that deserves the best because I've sacrificed. And I'm striving righteously to live my life. I am a poet. Come on, man.
Hey, young boy. Say, hey, young boy.
Come on, y'all.
Choose freedom.
One more time, bro.
And I say, hey, young boy. Say, hey, young boy. Say, hey, young boy. Choose freedom. And I say,
I had a stepfather. You had a stepdaughter. Guess our replacement meant you and me, didn't need to be in a father-daughter relationship. That a relation was acceptable, even advantageous for you. If you disowned me, my mother couldn't, wouldn't, and shouldn't take you to court. And hey, that meant no child support. No child support. Oh, I had my mom, but she was no daddy, no father, no pop. And the stepfather she got me, the one you thought was raising me, all he raised was my dress to touch me inappropriately. And all that taught me was unhealthy ways of getting male attention, which eventually led to situations. Out of sight, out of mind was what you finally admitted. That since I'd grown up without you, you just weren't that committed to being my dad. But in my defense, I didn't do that bad. I went to school and got my degree. I have a son, a house, a car, a dog, and a career. But still, I harbor a fear that I may not be lovable, a fear that I may not be keepable, a fear that I may not be capable of really loving a man and really allowing a man to know me, let alone love me. That lonely little girl in me can't help but to wonder how he could love me, since you didn't love me, and why he wouldn't leave me, just like you did, Daddy.
Give it up.
And I say, hey, young boy.
Sometimes we got to talk about stories like that happens too. We got to talk about it. Ladies and gentlemen, Savant Furlough.
And I say,
Hey, young boy.
I remember the December, I was shopping for a Lexus. I was trying to project I was on the level next up. My eyes said Lexus, my mind said Lexus, but my pocket said forget it. Good people ran my credit, and you know what they detected? Rejected on the Lexus. But they said that I could get the Chevrolet. Well, one day on the expressway, I had a seizure, epileptic. In the driver's seat again, so when my brain put me to sleep, I crashed that Chevy into a median. In reflection, that Chevy was my blessing because maybe, just maybe, that Lexus would have offered less protection for the wreck that I was in. I'm alive, my seizure subsided because God can do anything. God can do anything. My mind can replay the days I wait with a commanding taste. Demanding that I take my wages and waste it away on sin, gin, and Mary Jane. I can recall maintaining a tall container of the fallen angel's liquid doppelganger, swaying until I fall, crawling through nightclub stalls, flirting with strangers, hurting everyone whose picture hung on my bedroom wall, until I lost it all and paid the cost for my flaws. And once I felt I was completely withdrawn in the silence, I could hear the Lord's voice call, endearing enough for me to make that choice to let him change my life. Now I have a house and a wife and 2 cars that gleam. No thing is what it was when delivered from drugs, a heathen redeemed because God can do anything. If you know what you should say it, God can do anything. My Lord can restore what has been destroyed, deploy the core before the war. He can vanquish until we respond no more to the sound of our spirit soar, which is to say that my imago Dei will supersede all worldly need. Dunamis. It might sound absurd to hear a kid from the curves use a couple Latin words, but my God can give me more than I can see because of his will for my destiny. I can have more than I can conceive, and since some of those blessings have already been received, I believe that